Live.
Well, welcome everyone to Ashland, Nebraska, as this afternoon the Louisville Lions made the short 15-mile trip across Highway 66 to take on the third-rated team in Class C1, the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays, in what has been a hard-fought series over the last few years, and tonight promises to be more of the same. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Washburn, working with this skeleton crew. Just one guy to my left, no one else helping him. Boy, is he talented. Is he talented, without a doubt. He's running the camera, he's running the technicals, and he's also having a wonderful conversation with his wonderful wife, Lindsay, which is fantastic. It shows you everything that he can do. And that's the All-American tight end from Hastings College, Jordan Wallman. And Jordan, what an afternoon of basketball we have here as the Blue Jays are coming off that incredible, and I mean incredible, win on Thursday night over Class B Elkhorn. They hit a shot at the buzzer, and now just 48 hours later, in fact less than that, they got to come back and be sharp against Louisville. How tough is that?
Yeah, I think you don't know what to expect going into Elkhorn, and that kind of showed early on. Blue Jays kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit from the terms of the physicality of the game. But now that you've settled into that reality that you had a great game and you played well, you have to come back and respond, and you have to continue to stay up for those games. Because once again, we said in the girls' broadcast, it's a marathon. This game truly is a marathon. But imagine that marathon had a series of 100-yard sprints in it. So you go through this long season. It's the ups, it's the lows, and right now we're riding it up. And you have to come out today and you have to perform if you want to take care of business today.
Well, it's already tough enough running a marathon. Then to throw those 100-yard sprints in there is even more difficult, isn't it? Kind
of a weird analogy, but you have to acknowledge
it's a great analogy.
Yeah, well, you're not staying on an even pace. You have to come up and you have to show out on a Saturday morning after a huge Thursday night, and then next week you're going to have to come and do the same thing. So
then how do they do this tonight? I mean, you kind of understand what Louisville likes to do. You know what the Blue Jays want to take away from them. Walk us through the game plan.
Yeah, the Louisville boys have a similar philosophy to the Ashland girls. They want to score from the inside. They want to play gritty, physical basketball. That's been evident through Coach Adam Voigt's tenure as the head coach at Louisville. It's obvious in the JV game. As things kind of started to get away from them a little bit in terms of score, they started to get physical. And if I'm watching the Elkhorn scout and they were able to be physical with us, I am going to, as a Louisville team preparing for this game, going to try to be physical. So that's Voigt's MO. He wants to score from the inside. The difference is a little bit is that he doesn't have that inside scorer that maybe he's had in the past. So look for guys like Sam Llewellyn, some of the other players kind of trying to get in and jump stop and be strong and finish through contact. So yeah, we watched that Conestoga game. That's really the only film that I've seen on them, is watching them live in person. And they didn't quite get it done against Conestoga, but they showed that commitment to scoring from the inside.
Well, as fun as Thursday night's game was, the bar has been held very, very high for this Ashland-Greenwood team, as Coach Mose and Coach Craven had a chance to talk to both of them. And they obviously are going to take the win Thursday night, but they feel like it also opened up the door to some real developmental opportunities on the team. What are a couple of things that did they see as their blind spots Thursday night?
Yeah, the huge one that stuck out to me, and I think even on air I kind of came to the realization that B just might be that more physical than A because of the bodies that you have. But I think that when you lose Kale, who is 6'4" and imposing, when you lose Max, who wasn't super physical, but his length made up for a lot of that. I mean, if I'm coming in against the Blue Jays, if I'm an opposing coach, I am going to try to make it a physical dog fight. I'm going to try to challenge them because I know I may not match up with their skill and their speed and their athleticism. I'm going to really try to hand check. I'm going to try to arm bar. I'm going to try to score from the inside, get Cougar in foul trouble, get Dawson in foul trouble, and get Jackson Ham in the game. And that's what I would do. And that's kind of what Coach Vogt normally wants to do. So that's kind of what I see. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, talking with Coach Craven, they're going to try to double ball screens today. And they want Louisville to know they're going to double ball screens. And they're going to play fast, and they're going to try to make Louisville uncomfortable. And that's kind of what they do traditionally, so it's not too far away from their normal stuff.
Well, the other thing that's so impressive about this Blue Jay squad this year is the balance.
Yeah.
For instance, on the boards this year, multiple players who have somewhere between 3.5 rebounds a game and 4.5 rebounds a game. There isn't anyone, because there's no one that really stands above 6'2" on this, the front court. But the bottom line is they're all crashing the boards, and they all contribute, and they all know that that's part of what they have to do. So talk to me about the balance of this Blue Jay squad.
Yeah, you're losing so much to the senior class, but you have so much coming back. We're kind of trying to find roles a little bit here. And I think that, like, for example, Cougar last year didn't grab a lot of rebounds. He might have been a 3-4 rebound a game guy. Cougar is destroying the boards. Dawson Teese knows that's going to be his role. Cade's attacking boards. Drake's attacking boards. Dane's attacking boards. It really has turned in. We graduated 15 boards a game through Kalen Max, but now it's kind of becoming a team-oriented thing for guys to go in and get rebounds.
Well, folks, it's going to be a fun one here. It always is when Louisville and the Blue Jays get together, and so buckle up as we've got Louisville Lions taking on the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays. There will not be, by the way, a national anthem here. It was before the girls' game. And so we'll go right into starting lineups here in a moment. The crowd is filling in here in Ashland, Nebraska tonight. Pretty good crowd for this game here. And, of course, a good officiating crew as well, as Brian Bach, Alex Boca, and John Robinson are going to be the three officials doing the action tonight. And for Louisville, you already heard Jordan mention it, Adam Vogt, the Concordia graduate. He also won a couple of national or state championships when he was an assistant coach at Lourdes. And so he is a competitive, fiery coach who really is putting together a nice program at Louisville. And, of course, Jake Mose last year coming off the first ever state championship for any boys sport in the history of Ashland-Greenwood. And he came to us from York, Nebraska. He was an assistant there. And he comes into this game tonight ready to get this season rocking and rolling as well. So let's now take a look at the lineups. First off for the Lions, it will be Chase Savage, a 5'9" senior who will be in that backcourt. And Sam Llewellyn, feels like Sam's played forever, but he'll be the point guard, the 6-foot junior. And then you've got Gavin Pierce, the 5'11" junior, who does a terrific job. He'll be getting a start tonight. And don't forget the tall Cash Biesterfield. He is a 6'5" junior, and he's tough as nails. And then you've got Cole Albert, the 6'3" senior, who does a great job as well. Really good shooting touch. And he'll get the 5th starting spot for the Lions. And now for the Blue Jays, Dane Jacobson, the 6'1" junior, shooting 56% from the field this year. He'll be joined by Cade Bridges, a 6-foot senior, averaging almost 11 points a game. Brooks Kissinger, he is a senior at 6 feet 2 inches tall, averaging 11.5 points for the Big Blue. He's a leading scorer. And Cougar Konzum, a senior, 6'3", and he's averaging almost 5 boards a game and shooting 60% from 3. And Dawson Teese, the 6'2" junior, Jordan did a great job of describing him. He cleans up the boards, plays tough D, and he will be the 5th starter for the Big Blue. So Biesterfield will be going up against Brooks Kissinger. And the Blue Jays here, as you see it on the TV screen, will be moving right to left here in Ashland, Nebraska. And we are now underway, and the opening tip is won by the Blue Jays. Biesterfield actually got to it, but he tipped it over to Teese, and the Blue Jays get a little bit of a break to start things out. And here come the Lions in that man-to-man defense, as they like to play, as Teese has it in the corner. Dane Jacobson with that new haircut. Just chopped off his blonde locks there that he had for a couple of years. And here comes Kissinger, getting a pick, goes all the way to the paint, finds a wide open Jacobson. Dane gets in the paint, back over to Brooks. He's going to dribble drive on the baseline, and he'll go to Dane for an open 3 that rolls in and out, but an offensive board. Kissinger, great look inside to Dane, but Dane's doubled, so he'll kick it out and find Konzum. Bingo!
Really patient possession right there. Blue Jays attacking the offensive board. A theme that's going to eventually form, and it looks like it's going to start tonight, is a no guard on Dawson Teese. Whoever's guarding Teese as the big for Ashland is going to sit in the lane. and really kind of force them to come to him.
And so the Lions going to try to respond as Coach Vogt off the bench quickly here. So is Coach Mose. They're working it hard. Biesterfield swings it over to Llewellyn, and he finds Albert down on the block. Albert working hard against Teese, throws one up, can't get it. And there's Jacobson running. Kissinger gets in the paint. There's Konzum, but he's going to attack as well, and he'll softly lay it off the glass for a 5-0 lead.
That's one of the better drives I've seen Cougar have all year. We've talked about his new role of needing to get to the basket, but there he gets to his spot, he's under control, and he elevates, finishes with the left.
Konzum started this way against Elkhorn as well. He's got all the Blue Jays points early on. And Llewellyn looks, and he'll skip it over. Blue Jays coming in over the top of that pick there by Cade Bridges. Llewellyn nowhere to go. Great job defensively by Kissinger. And here may be a pass thrown away by Albert. It is. Biesterfield couldn't track it down, and so it'll be Blue Jay ball.
You know, it looks like Louisville's going to really lean on Albert's size and try to get in there and score. Sam Llewellyn is such a great left-hand driver. Looks like that's all over the Blue Jay scout sheet right now. They're not letting him get there.
And boy, did they do a good job of stopping his drive a moment ago. Cade Bridges, ball fake, gets in the paint. Kicks it out to Kissinger. In and out. Rebound. Who's going to get it? It's up in the air off the head of Bridges. He'd been watching a little international soccer here, did Cade. FIFA would be proud. And now Jacobson dribbles in. Gets a pick. Oh, he had Konzum but couldn't quite see him. And now here is Teese for a 3-ball. Looked good, but offensive board again for the Blue Jays. Konzum is on fire. He's got all 7.
You know, a good message to kids at home is, you know, a lot of times rebounding is literally just effort. And Coach Vogt's going to go ahead and take a timeout here, get the troops settled down a little bit. The biggest thing that I've noticed is Cougar's effort on the boards. He's never moving back in defensive transition. He's always attacking the boards, and it's paying out dividends for him right now.
And, you know, Jordan, we saw this Thursday night. He had a great first half against Elkhorn. He had a good second half, but my goodness, he was just everywhere in that first half. He has really come to play his senior year, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's why you play the Elkhorns of the world. You know, he got in the lane 5 or 6 times, and it never really turned into points. It was contested shots, missed shots. I think there was a couple times later on where he found some success. And I could be wrong about that. He could have scored more than I remember. I just remember it didn't go very well. But now you're playing a smaller school who doesn't have the physical bodies, and you know, Cougar is kind of finding his rhythm really quick because there's less contest to his shots.
So here comes Konzum, as he will be shooting 1 free throw, and it's a little short, and there's Llewellyn. Got the board, but Cougar, about the only thing he's missed today is Drake Zimmerman now in the game. Here's a bounce pass that's going to be kicked, I think, by Jacobson. And now will be Daniel Hefner, the 6'1 sophomore. The coaching staff really likes Hefner, but he's had a little bit of an illness, so he's healthy and ready to play tonight as they go 4 across. And here's the entry up top to Savage, who also checked in the game. Savage will kick it out in the right corner. And Drake Zimmerman chases Llewellyn, a floater that he bangs off the glass at 7-2.
You know, left-handed drives. Llewellyn, I believe he's right-handed, but, you know, he just really favors that left-handed drive.
Yes, he is. And when you watch him, and there's a double dribble by Jacobson, when you watch Llewellyn on tape, you do. You think he's left-handed. In fact, I asked Scotty Rice, the assistant coach for Louisville today, I said, is he left-handed? He said, no, he's a righty. But you're right, incredibly comfortable using that left, isn't he?
Yeah, and even in the Conestoga game, there was 5 or 6 times where he got to his spot, pump fake, goes up strong with the left and finishes through contact. And that's almost harder than it's obviously harder than your dominant hand, but it's harder than just a normal left-handed layup.
There he uses his right, wasn't able to get it to go. Luke Clark, who checked in the game, gets the board, and now comes Kissinger. Kissinger, dribble between his leg, off the glass, a little nifty shot there, but wasn't able to get it to fall. He'll go to the line to shoot a couple. And
I obviously sung Brooks' praises in the last broadcast, just his ability to get to the rim. But he's shown all year just a craftiness in transition, athleticism, a spot-to-spot quickness that really makes him an elite player.
Just shooting 43% from the line this year, which is so uncharacteristic to Brooks. You know that number is going to change drastically as the season goes on. His second free throw, there you go. He got it down, and it's now 8-2. He shot the best free throw shooter we had on the team last year, I think well over 80%. Back the other way is Llewellyn. Llewellyn in the paint. Jackson Ham tried to get the charge, couldn't get it. Who's going to get it? Hefner's battling in there with Drake Zimmerman, and it's out of bounds off of Hefner.
Love the 50-50 balls. Love the charge attempt from Jackson. You know, you can go up and wall and contest, but sometimes if you attempt that charge, it throws the defender off, or the offensive guy off, more than the shot attempt does, the shot block attempt.
A little 1-2-2 pressure here from Louisville. The Blue Jays beat it. Here comes Bridges. Bingo for Cade.
That's what he does. You know, check the scout. Cade has hit so many big shots this year, especially early in games. You know, Cade is not afraid to pull it, and that's really big for a fast-paced offense.
And the Lions beat the pressure. They're down 11-2. Albert can't get to that pass. It went out of bounds. They were trying to post up, I believe, Kissinger, but Llewellyn wasn't able to connect with Albert.
Yeah, and there it is again. Blue Jays showing a great commitment to sending help side when there's a front on the post.
Blue Jays get a cutter, and Kissinger looks for a wide open Clark. It won't go, and the ball kicked, and Clark comes out with it. He'll attack, and then he fell to the ground. Hopefully he's going to get up okay. Let's see here. That did not look good. He comes out of there wobbling a little bit, but I think he's just fine. Out will go Kissinger. Out will go Bridges. So you got Dane in there. You got the hammer, Jackson Ham. You got Cougar Konzum, Cade Bridges, and you got Zimmerman. And they're going to sit Clark out just to make sure that ankle is okay. In fact, he's going to go over and see the trainer as he's limping just a little bit. And here comes Llewellyn. Llewellyn gets it over to Hefner and back over to Llewellyn. Almost quick hands that time by Bridges. Blue Jays and that tough man-to-man. Ham and Albert really getting after it down on the block. Working hard against each other. That's a good matchup right now. And now they get in the paint. They get it out to Hefner. Hefner going to dump it off to Llewellyn. There's Savage, who finds Albert down the block, and there's going to be a push, I think, on Jackson. He was getting pretty physical with Albert earlier, as they're really bucking for a position down there.
Yeah, and the official's handbook says 2 hands on is a foul. So sometimes, you know, while it's not an automatic trigger, sometimes you use that to set a precedent. And I think the refs there are just kind of telling everyone to chill out a little bit.
Here comes the inbounds. It's Savage. Biesterfield for a 3, and he'll knock it home to make it 11-5.
I just love that. You know, he's a post player inside of a post culture offense. I just love this new era of basketball where everyone has the confidence and the ability to shoot.
Can Bridges answer? He cannot, but look at Zimmerman crash the boards. He'll go hard to the rim, dumps it to Hammer, who's got the miss. Konzum's knocked to the ground by Biesterfield, but the offensive rebounding by the Big Blue has been the difference early on.
I'm telling you, if you're an at-home viewer, you're going to think that we're paid to say nice things about Drake Zimmerman because he just continues to do the little things, and they turn into big things. I mean, he may not throw up a stat sheet. He may get an article written in the Omaha World Herald about him because of his buzzer beater, but there he steals an offensive rebound and he goes up. He could have had a tough finish, but instead he drops it off to a teammate and creates opportunities.
And Cougar will knock both of them down to make it 13-5. By the way, that foul was on Hefner, his first 13 foul on Louisville. Savage gets across the timeline, and they're going to call a reach in. And Coach Mose is saying, hey, guys, all you need to do, you had the trap. Just put those hands up. You don't have to reach there.
Yeah, you know, when there's blood in the water, the shark literally loses ability to act normally. It goes into a frenzy. We can't be that way when there's a steal opportunity. We can't go into frenzy mode. You got to play strong and solid. That's what Mose is always saying.
Hefner dump it off to Llewellyn as they're down 8 with 2:04 to go here in the first quarter. Savage will get it to Llewellyn, who's got a good look at a 3, and he will get that to go. 13-8.
It's kind of a new look from Louisville. They're a little looser with their shot selection without that inside scorer, and those are 2 threes that traditionally they probably wouldn't have taken in the past, and they've ended up in points.
And there is the 3rd team foul on the Big Blue and the 2nd on Biesterfield, and that's a biggie. That kid's a good basketball player. So in will come Gavin Pierce, the 5'11 junior. Out will go Biesterfield. Blue Jays will run a box set here underneath their own bucket. Kissinger has to lob it out. Good job by Bridges to let that go into the backcourt and just walk it up. So here we go. Blue Jays get a pick there, does Kissinger in the paint. One-handed pass to Konza. He's going to attack. Finds Brooks, just a little off target with the pass. Brooks, spin, rolls it, won't go. Coming down, though, is Bridges, and he got, I think, poked in the eye. And so now what are they going to rule? They're going to say a foul on Llewellyn, who reached in and tried to slap the ball away, and that'll be the first foul.
You know, and it's kind of one of those deals where the play might have looked a little goofy, but it hindered his ability to play the game of basketball. So irregardless if it's a foul or if it's not, you know, if you hit him in the eye, that's illegal contact. That's now stopped him from playing the game. And I think he might have lost contact.
And that's what's going on right now. They are searching for that contact, and believe it or not, he found it, I think. Now that, oh no, he didn't find it. That is the hardest. I wore contacts for a while. You lose a contact on a court this color, you know, where it's clear. Trying to find those things, almost impossible.
Yeah, I'm a contact guy, and I had a contact issue this morning. It kind of stinks.
It sure does. As Bridges, we'll see how that affects his shooting as Brooks gets in the paint. Look at the spin move. It rolls in there for Kissinger. And wait a minute, now comes a late call. They're going to say no bucket. They're going to wave it off. One of the Blue Jays got into the net.
Yeah, you can't touch any aspect of the rim there. And so Dawson kind of pretending to go up for the shot. You know, I'm a huge advocate of it doesn't matter when the call was made. You want the right call made. And it was about 3 or 4 seconds delayed, but that is the right call.
Well, you feel the energy in the building going way up here as Albert has on the block. Great entry by Hefner. Hefner will spin to Savage. Now left corner they go. As Pierce didn't find anything, they get it in again to Albert. Albert has it stripped and stolen by Jacobson. Bounce pass to Bridges. He surveys. Who will he find? Dane. Good cutting there by Cougar. And it's blocked by Albert. They kick it out over to Kissinger. And there's a pick and roll. Cougar high off the glass with the pass from Dane.
Yeah, and that's pick and roll action with your slashing three, with your it's just tough to guard that pick and roll action with two skilled players.
Here comes the trap on Savage. He's able to get through it. Llewellyn, another open three. Good ball rotation from Llewellyn. He's making it 15-11 with 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, pretty fun game right now.
Llewellyn, man, he looks comfortable shooting that tray. We're at 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Look at Brooks. He's going to be fouled. Oh, I hope he didn't take a bad step. And he's okay. And they got him on the way to the rim, so this will be, is this the 17th foul or just the 6th, Jordan?
That's a great question. I am not sure. Gonna see a pick and roll here for Brooks if they left him in the game. Little box set. I wonder if they have time for the pick and roll here.
4.9. Brooks gets that pick. He's in the paint, puts a shot up. Cougar cannot get it up in time, and so after one, the Louisville Lions came in here, big underdogs, but Coach Vogt has them fighting hard, and the Blue Jays lead 15-11 after one.
Yeah, and you know, it's I guess we haven't really talked about it too much, but as Ashland transitions out of the Capital Conference into the Trailblazer, Louisville will no longer be on the schedule. So had some dogfights with them. I remember I think it was the COVID year. We had 3 matchups with them.
That's right.
You and I called the year after COVID year. And they were dogfights when Rabick was around and Jared Knapsinger was running around, Aiden Lindley. But this is important to them. You can hear the fans. They're excited. They want this right now.
Yeah, you know, Jordan, that's such a great point. That year was really fun because all those games had a little bit of drama in all of them. One game the Blue Jays were, I think, up big, and then Louisville came storming back. And, you know, they really get up for the Blue Jays. Coach Vogt's a terrifically talented young coach. He's got a great staff led by Scotty Rice. And you just knew they were going to come in here and play well. And they're a little bit healthier. You know, Hefner's back in the lineup. They didn't have him for a while. Now, they did lose Poles today, who would be a normal starter. But they've got a few more bodies in there, and they're playing well.
Yeah, and this, Ashland's a returning state champion within the conference. You kind of get it all from them.
So we are underway in the second quarter. You got Kissinger, you got Consum, Bridges, and here's a steal by Brooks. He's going the length of the court against Llewellyn. Right-handed layup makes it 17-11. Back the other way they come. Brooks with 3. Here is Pierce to Savage. And the Blue Jays will see a drive and a block by Consum. Cougar gets it out to Bridges. Long lead pass to Dane Jacobson, who finishes it off. Great look by Bridges.
Good defense turning into good offense. Love the way the Blue Jays get out and run. Cougar once again finding that new role, transitioning to more of a post defense and shot contest role.
So it will be Pierce running a little weave at the top. Blue Jays come out right away. They're on a 4-0 run to start this second quarter. Llewellyn gets in the paint. He's fouled. Won't get it to fall, but he will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Just Llewellyn, it's kind of confusing on the scout to say he's a right-handed finisher, left-handed driver, but even when he drives with his right, he doesn't look super comfortable, but as he drives in with his left, he is definitely in a situation that he wants to be in.
And Llewellyn now with 9 points, 9 of the 12. And by the way, the foul was on Kissinger, his first. Second free throw by Llewellyn won't go. And the rebound coming down to Consum. 7-point Blue Jay lead here with 6:45 to go first half. As Dawson Teese will give it up. Here's a little ball fake by Cougar. Finds a wide open Kissinger. Bingo!
That's huge. That's what Brooks does really well. He's going to create for others, but at the same time, when Cougs creates for him, he can really shoot it well and at a high clip. So good for the Blue Jays creating for each other.
They're finding that man quickly tonight when they get in the paint. And here's a dribble drive that they're going to give it off to Hefner. Oh, almost stolen. But a 15-footer by Llewellyn. That time can't get it to go. And Dane Jacobson will track the ball down. Long outlet to Bridges. Now the Blue Jays will get rolling. Watch this ball movement, folks. Here's Kissinger down on the block looking. And Dane gets in the paint. Here's a little dribble drive to a wide open Consum, and he's just a little too tough there on the back of the rim. But there's another offensive board. This time by Teese. Good look inside. Oh, Hefner went up and over and landed on his back. He got up, but he's okay. What an effort by Hefner as he went up in the air and got caught on the back, but thankfully he is okay, and Cougar's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Here's my Stan Van Gundy take for the day. I think that situation 100% of the time should be a shooting foul. It is here in this situation, but a lot of times you see refs call that off and put it on the ground. I think 10 times out of 10 that needs to be a shooting foul. So, hey, good progressive reffing by the refs here.
Absolutely. Well, the big question is why? Why do you feel that way, Mr. Jordan Wallman? Who, by the way, is an official, folks, if you don't know.
I don't know. I think that it's a shot fake. You would go up. Maybe you could advocate that it's part of the defensive action. But if I try to force that ball back up while that guy's falling down on me, that increases the chance for being hurt. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at.
All right. Well, I like it. And by the way, Consum shooting 100% from the line for the year now. I believe he is 6 of 6. And Louisville, now they got to stop this run from the Big Blue. Can Llewellyn do it? There's that left-hand dribble. He gives it to Albert, top of the key. And now Savage gets a pick from him. Look at this Blue Jay D. They are bearing down right now. They had a 4-point lead coming into this quarter, but now they're up 12. And also checking the game is Weston Larson, who just had the basketball. And now Tyler Craven up off the bench, yelling support for his defense as Pierce has been taken all the way out to midcourt. Llewellyn's got to track it down as Drake and Bake Zimmerman pushes him out. His defense, and yep, the Blue Jay faithful giving it up. They're liking this defense. Here's a 3 by Savage. Gets the front of the rim, but it'll go out of bounds, and that's a hard-earned stop by this Blue Jay D.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want a guy setting a off dribble, settle in three when you defend for that long. Tim, I have a very serious question right now.
Yeah.
Did you just try to slip in a Drake and Bake Zimmerman and didn't think that I would notice?
You know what? I got to give Curtis Perrona credit for that.
Okay.
He gave it to me on Twitter. Drake and Bake Zimmerman.
I love it.
And I love to call him Dangerous Drake Zimmerman, but, man, they both fit, this young man. And here comes Dane Jacobson, dumps it off. Great ball movement to an open Clark, and yes, sir! It's now 27-12.
Yeah, check the scout. Luke Clark is a shooter. I mean, he might be, in terms of roles, he might be one of our top 2 shooters in terms of what he's going to do for this team this year. So I love the action. Ooh.
And
love the action.
Yeah, sorry about that. Partner stepped on you, but they are going to say that was a block by Drake. Oh, wait a minute. Now they're going to change the call. I think they're going to say it was a charge. Oh, it's going to be a charge.
And in my opinion, I thought that was the call. Now, the hand mechanics didn't support that, but
that's what got him in trouble a little bit there, didn't it?
Yeah, but the action, you see a little bit of a push off. You see continual physical drives. Kind of like in the girls' game, Louisville faithful, not thinking they're getting the short end of the sticks here on calls.
So here we go, 27-12. The Blue Jays playing a terrific second quarter, and here's Zimmerman. He gets in the paint, working. Off the glass, too much, and who's going to come out of there with it?
Yep. And
that'll be a reach and a foul on Drake.
I'd love to see Drake go up with the left there. It's a good move. They got him to about 4 feet. But then he doesn't quite go the way that he wanted, and he kind of resorts to slapping at a loose ball. So can't be a shark when there's blood in the water. You got to have a little control.
I like that. You know, the one thing I tweeted out the other night, that when you go against Drake Zimmerman, when you've got the ball, you have to earn everything, every dribble, every pass. I mean, even making 2 dribbles isn't easy against that kid. And Albert gets it down low. Nice left hand by Albert. And it's 27-14. Scotty Rice told me, the assistant coach for Louisville, that Albert has terrific touch. Said he's a tremendous leader. And here comes Brooks Kissinger the other way. And that ball is knocked off the hands, I think, of Cougar Conzum, so it'll be Blue Jay or make that Louisville ball.
Love the aggression. Love the way the Blue Jays are pushing the issue. They're not sitting back and being complacent with long possessions. There, Brooks gets it off a little bit of a transition and attacks right away off a rip and go.
The other thing Scotty said about Cole Albert is that he really lifts kids up. He's a great leader. And here we go. We got crowd screaming there. I'm not sure what they wanted, but now they want to travel. I missed it there. And Savage now has it right in front of the student body of Ashland-Greenwood. Pull back 3, and that misses. Cougar there on the catch. It'll be Brooks. Crossover on the block. Quick ball reversal. Brooks says, I'm going to attack and then dump it the hammer down on the block. That pass just a bit errant. In the paint. Here's a 3 by Clark. Won't go. Can the hammer save it? He does. Oh, the offensive boards. Here comes Clark. He's fouled by Albert. He'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
It's getting a little chippy, and not even like from a player's perspective, but there's some calls that aren't going Louisville's way. You're hearing it from their crowd. There's a block on Brooks. You're hearing it from their fans in their student section. We get a big shot to fall. You hear it from our student section.
Yeah.
So maybe the crowd is definitely invested is a better way to say than it's getting chippy.
I like it. No, I think it's it's good. This series has been fun. I mean, it has really been fun. And by the way, that free throw did not go, and so Luke will get another one. And they like to play each other because it is competitive. And Cole Albert now will check out. And so Luke will try this second free throw here. And now we got a whistle here. They got to send it back to the official. Not sure what, Jordan, you speak official, so what do we got here? Sub in. Oh, he couldn't leave the game. I just keep grabbing at straws here. I don't even know.
I do not know.
And Jordan was processing.
I don't know, yeah.
And here's the second free throw. We got a whistle now. I think a lane violation. And so it stays 27-14. As Cougar not able to hit those. And so back the other way come the Lions. As Llewellyn will walk it up. 27-14. The Lions came in here, big underdogs, but they have played tough. And Llewellyn will dump it off to Sorensen. Here's Biesterfield, got in foul trouble, but was doing some really good things early. Now trying to get the mojo going here in this second quarter as Brooks Kissinger tips it out of bounds. Chase Savage checked in, and out comes Albert. Blue Jay D been tough. Let's see what they can do here. Louisville trying to attack as Sorensen gives a good feed in there. And there's Llewellyn. Oh, one of his rare misses today. Back the other way. This is Clark in the paint. He puts it up. Can't get it to go. Crashes hard. There's a foul. Who's it on?
Biesterfield.
Oh, boy, that's his third. That's a big one.
Just kind of a loose ball foul. You know, Luke's kind of a scorer. You know, like what's Luke's role? I think he's literally in the game to be kind of a second unit scorer. He does such a great job with that. But I'm kind of impressed at that offensive rebound and tenacity that Luke kind of brings. He's just kind of if Drake's a spark plug on defense, Luke's kind of a spark plug on offense a little bit.
And he is now 1 of 3 tonight from the line, make him 2 for 4. He knocks it down. So the Blue Jays up 15, and boy, if you're Louisville, having to sit Biesterfield here is tough. They can't let this game get away, and Bridges is trying to make it get away. On the steal, he feeds Clark, who hits the layup, and it's now a 17-point lead.
I missed that one. I'm sorry. I didn't move the camera.
That's all right. I'll just tell you, partner, it was a nice pass from Bridges to Clark, and back the other way is Savage. We're under a minute to go. Coach Vogt would just like to get in the locker room here. Down 17, but no less, as Llewellyn spins. He puts in a beautiful shot to Sam Llewellyn.
That's a tough finish. Cougar Conzen helping down there, got a hand on the ball, and it borderline could have been a jump, and Sam just kind of ripped it away and scored it.
So we're down to 30 seconds, and Coach Mose most likely will settle for one here. As Jacobson will go over to Conzen, and here we go. Coach Mo stands up and says, let's just take this thing down. Brooks will work against Pierce. We're down to 14, now make it 13. Blue Jays about ready to go. And there goes Kissinger, all the way, wide open, Clark, yes! It's 34-16. And there you go. What execution there at the buzzer as they get the tray. And Luke Clark, what a quarter he's having. 6'8", he's got 10 total for the game, and 10 all came in the second quarter. But you know, Jordan, one of the things that Coach Mose told me about coming into this game was, he said, hey, we have done a really, you know, they hadn't shot the way they wanted to from 3. They were shooting 33% in their first 2 games. And I said, what's holding you back a little bit? And he said, we are not getting the ball out quickly. When we penetrate, when we have the ball inside, we're too slow to kick the ball out and hit that 3 and find the open man. And it's allowing for closeouts. But tonight, I imagine you give them an A+ on that.
Yeah, and I'm done grading for the year, by the way. I went back and listened, and the purpose of me grading wasn't because I was being critical. It was like to highlight areas where we're struggling, but also highlight areas where we're great. So I'm done.
You're a teacher.
I'm done grading the Blue Jay basketball team on AG Media right now. But no, and so why are those kickouts slow? It could be a product of the Blue Jays trying to drive in and get deep. You know, sometimes you get a little bit too deep, but no, there's been no doubt tonight it's a considerable effort to not drive and think about if we have that opportunity to shoot, but rather drive and see the defense there and then kick it out. Are you having Jenny call Dave?
Yes. Yep.
Should we try to grab a girl or two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get one of the girl players here.
Can you
players from the girls team? And
are they here?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know where they're sitting tonight.
I see a couple of them across the way.
Perfect.
Grab Gertis, and we'll grab, I don't know, we'll figure it out on the run.
You got it.
You got the broadcast by yourself for a sec?
You bet. I can handle this. I'll just run down the scoring here in this first half. Thank you, Jordan, for doing that. And let's just take a look at the scoring here. First off, for the Louisville Lions, Sam Llewellyn, the 6-foot junior. Wow, what a first quarter he had. He had 8 in the first, and he's got 11 for the game. He's got 11 of their 16, so that's very impressive. 3 points for Cash Beesterfield and a bucket for Cole Albert. He's got 2. For the Big Blue, Dane Jacobson, he's got 2 points tonight. And Cade Bridges, he's got 5. He hit that 3-pointer and a 2 bucket. So he's looking at 5 tonight. Then you got Brooks Kissinger. He's got 6 points. And Luke Clark, we mentioned 10 points in that second quarter. And so it's great to see Luke Clark having the kind of game he's having. And then you got Cougar Konzum putting together another great game as he has got, let's see, 7, 9, 11, 13 in the first half for Cougar Konzum. So that's where it's at, 34-16. And that brings us to Dave Huber. Dave, can you hear me here on the headset? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you coming through loud and clear now, Coach. Hey, listen, you got off the schneid. You were 0-2 coming into this game. You get the victory tonight, and you win 34 to, or you get the win, and you go 1-2. We're gonna have Lauren Gertis who will come up on the air here when we're done with you tonight.
Yes.
But your thoughts, you had to be pleased with that win tonight, Coach.
Yes. We, like you said, we weren't real happy with the first game.
You're good. You're good there. Yeah.
So, but we felt we played better against Wahoo, and we did. We played hard. They're a good team. So we felt better about that. So we were ready to break loose a little bit.
And you broke loose. I mean, your defense coach, how many games have you coached in where you've had 2 quarters where you've shut people?
Not very many.
2 quarters.
I know of one in the state tournament we did one time. Omaha North did not score in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But not very many.
Well, we got Lauren Gertis up here. Let's throw her this question. Lauren, tell me why you guys were so good defensively. I mean, you've been good defensively all year, but to shut them out in the first and third quarters tonight, that is quite the feat. What were you guys doing so well?
I think just talking with each other and really communicating as a team is helping us a lot. And just that help side, like we're all helping each other out. We want to be there for each other, and just rotating on defense is helping us out. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think you also have, without a doubt, a definite toughness that you guys have brought to the court this year, Coach Huber, and I want to get her thought as well. But, you know, Bree Sheftor, listen, she's not afraid of contact. Lauren is not afraid of contact. You guys are scrappy. Paige Comps. I mean, all you guys are playing great D, but there's a certain toughness that seems to exude from this team as well.
No doubt. No doubt. You know, before the season, you talk a lot about your team coming up and coming into this year. We talked about that as being one of our strengths, and that usually shows up on defense and on rebounding, is where those 2 things. And so, yeah, we want to do that without fouling, though. So I thought we did a pretty good job second half of because we got to the free throw line in the first half, and that really helped us open it up. So we want to continue with that. Just on the edge of fouling, but not fouling. And if we keep control of our fouling, I think that'll continue to be a strength.
So, Lauren, that is a tough ask for a coach, right? I mean,
yeah.
He says, hey, we want you to be aggressive. We want you to be tough, but make sure you stay within yourself. How do you guys do that? How do you work on that?
I feel like Bree, Presley, Jada, we're not afraid to be aggressive on this team. Like, we go after the ball. We give it our best. There are some times we foul, but usually we give it all on the court.
Well, we love that, and we're definitely seeing that. You certainly do. Lauren, tell me, what did it feel like to get that big first W on the year? You guys had been close against Wahoo, but you broke through today. Tell me how the team is feeling after that.
It felt good. A lot of hard work, all those post moves and assists. It felt good to work together as a team and finally finish with a win.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was fun to watch. And, Coach, you got a little momentum going here, and you're only going to get healthier.
Oh, yeah.
You got to feel like you're moving in the right direction.
We are. We're building some depth. And, you know, Emma's kind of getting back to where she's practicing every day and she's playing in games, and, you know, we'll get Pike back. So we're feeling better. I think that Arlington game, we just weren't sure. No Emma, no Pike. Didn't know how things were going to go, and I think now the girls are settling in, and they're working real hard.
Well, you might get a chance at Arlington to get in the conference, right? I have a feeling you might like
yeah,
that
probably.
opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You bet. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming up. And congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And we're going to see more of it this year. Can't wait.
Thanks for doing our game.
Absolutely. Thanks for all your support,
you
too.
Bet. You bet.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll Mark Adele, work him in here. And great job, by the way. You got some broadcasting chops, Lauren. Good job. So, thanks, bud. Mark, how'd those stats look? We're back to the boys' game. Oh, I'll keep. Yeah. Tell me how those stats looked there in the first half.
Not bad. We were 11 of 23 from the field for 48%, 5 of 12 from 3 for 42%, 7 of 11 from the line, 64%. Again, they were 6 of 14, almost the same percentage, 43, but 9 fewer attempts, and I'll get to that in a minute. They were 3 of 5 from 3. They hit their first 3 shots, and I'm thinking, who are we playing, the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, right.
You know, just 2 free throw attempts. They made 1. Again, Coach Jacob Moe's team playing well without fouling much. Now here is why we have more attempts. We have 17 rebounds, 10 offensive. They have 2 rebounds, both on the defensive boards, as in 1-2.
Wow. You know what, Mark?
That's the ball game right there.
Yeah, we've been talking about it, about how the offensive rebound for the Blue Jays is amazing.
Yeah, and turnovers, they have 5 and we have 3.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mark Adele, and you know, Jordan, I'm not surprised to hear that the Blue Jays have 17 rebounds, 10 of which are offensive. I mean, we've seen it all night tonight.
Yeah, you know, we pushed it for years out here. I don't know if it's true or not, but heard somewhere that 70% of offensive rebound turn into good shot opportunities. So that's 7 extra possessions right there, and really kind of shows the Blue Jays' commitment to how do I want to say it? Make a team effort to replace some of the things that they're losing, lost from the senior class, and eventually we'll stop talking about the seniors that we lost, as we can kind of see that theme forming of being really intentional about rebounds.
Yeah. And we got Elliot Gossam back up in here tonight, and Elliot's not mic'd up, but I have a feeling he really enjoyed that basketball game, didn't you? That was some kind of Nebraska game, overtime, right?
Yeah.
Was it crazy in PBA?
Loudest I've ever heard that stadium.
I love to hear it. Was it packed?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, how did it we got beaten overtime, right?
I mean, I'm not complaining about that game, though.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. We've been on the air all day, so we just heard that it was a tremendous basketball game.
Yeah, with Keisei Tominaga hitting a last-second 3 to send us to OT.
Really?
Gorgeous.
Wow. Oh, man. I'll bet that place came unglued. Well, we'll hear more about that later, but we get ready to start this third quarter, and the Blue Jays, in a tight one after one, they led 15-11, but they have pulled away in this second quarter, now leading 34-16, just giving up 5 points in that second quarter. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays had a bunch as they put up 19. And so here we go. You've got Bridges, you got Teese, you got Jacobson, Kissinger, and Konzum starting for the Big Blue as Brooks gets in the paint, finds Cougar. Will he pick up where he left off? That one in and out. And the rebound down to Pierce. Pierce will walk it up. You got Pierce, Albert, Beesterfield, who's got it right now. He's got 3 fouls. He'll have to be careful. He's in the paint. And he tries to fade away and throw one up there, but it was blocked. Also in the game is Savage and Llewellyn. Llewellyn with a tremendous first half for the Lions. Jacobson goes to Kissinger. Brooks going to attack. He'll go off the glass, but he'll get his own board. Missed the bunny. And another offensive board, but that's time the Blue Jays couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, and Brooks used a good, strong move there. I love to see that from him. But, yeah, you know, you just want to see those things fall if you're Brooks. Those are easy bunnies. You're doing a lot of work to get yourself there. You'd love to see those drop.
So here we go. We've got Louisville coming back the other way. Bounce pass down to Albert. Blue Jay D been tough. Look at Llewellyn trying to work about against Dane. And whoever gets Llewellyn, you know Coach Mose is going to say they expect to keep him down a little bit in this second half. There's Albert with a great move. And the bucket. He's fouled by Teese. Hard work by Cole Albert in the middle.
Yeah, and he eats up space well. He's a big body. You know, a lot of post play is taking ground and keeping ground. And he does a great job with that. And there he even accepts some contact and going to go to the free throw line.
Sure did. And so here's the free throw up by Albert. Won't go. And so back the other way they come. This is going to be Jacobson. Gets it to Bridges. Bridges, look at that ball movement as they get Konzum in the paint with an uncontested left-handed layup.
Wow. Clip that one and save it for generations to come. That ball made a full rotational movement before Cougar attacks the left side.
Well, Clay Anderson, our resident astronaut here from Ashland, Nebraska, will be proud of that. And back the other way is Savage for the three, and he'll knock it home, 36-21.
That's kind of the third time he's had a three that he thought about, looked at for a little second there, and he's 1 for 3 today, so good confidence for him getting back in there.
Kissinger in the paint, dumps it out. Cougar thought better of it. Finds Kissinger. Look at him just attack, and he goes, but it's blocked. Here's Cougar on the cleanup. Another offensive board.
It sounds like a broken record, but keep that one and save it for future generations as well. You know, just 2 really good possessions from the Blue Jays with driving, kicking, and attacking.
Just going to get that a little closer.
All right.
Back the other way. Here's Llewellyn with a beautiful spin move. He can't get it to go, and Cougar with a board. And he is fouled by Llewellyn. A little frustration that time by Sam Llewellyn.
You know, Llewellyn is a kid. You kind of said it best when you're like, hey, I feel like he's been here forever. He's played forever. You know, I don't know if we've said his name so much 'cause he's been a role player. He wasn't maybe a main player back in the day, but I could see him slipping onto an all-conference team this year. Just really under control. Played well against Conestoga. Played well here today. Really kind of commands presence for Louisville's team.
Yeah, he's been impressive. And here's Kissinger. We got a whistle. What do we have? A push from behind. I think they're going to call this on Pierce. They will. Gavin Pierce. That will be the second team foul on the Lions. And Brooks to inbounds. Brooks is posted up, and there goes Pierce reaching around and coming through him. So 4th team foul now on Louisville. And the 3rd on Pierce.
And Pierce is kind of their guy. He's kind of their defender, role player type, and he's got a big assignment with Brooks tonight.
Here we go for the Big Blue. They're up 38-21. Great entry feed from Jacobson, finding a cutting Kissinger.
You know, Kissinger inbounds the ball and then works his way from the left wing down to the right wing for a curl cut.
Savage. He's played very well. And he knocks it home, the little lefty, and here's another good entry feed to Konzum, but this time Cougar wasn't able to hold it. I think a little surprised that pass came so quick from Brooks, and he just was a hair surprise and went off his arm.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than playing fast and then kind of like bobbling the ball and trying to pick it back up while you're playing fast. So, yeah, just a little miscue, but I'll tell you, you know, a lot of curl cuts, a lot of good passes, a lot of unselfish play from the Blue Jays right now.
So Llewellyn will walk it up with his left hand. He's a righty, but boy, he loves dribbling with that left. As Biesterfield has nowhere to go. Savage will help him. And then Dane Jacobson with the steal. Dane running into traffic. Great feed to Kissinger. There's the reverse layup. 42-23.
All right, missed that one as well with the camera.
He's got 11, does Kissinger. Look at Llewellyn. Oh, Llewellyn just maybe either had that blocked, I'm not sure. What happened there? Because he looked like he had a gimme.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those where he went into his spin move and then he was going to use his right hand in front of the basket and he just didn't quite get all the way across the basket. You ready to roll, Elliot? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. The man, the myth, the legend, Elliot Gosson's back on his play. I'll be off the camera now.
Well, We love having Elliott back here in the booth, and here could be a steal by Jacobson. No, tracking it down is going to be Hefner. Hefner will go to Savage. And they'll work the right side. There's a cutting Hefner, but great D by Jacobson to catch up to Hefner. But this time, there's a cutter, but the Blue Jays steal it away as Kissinger running. He'll go off the glass and get the roll, and it's 44-23.
Yeah, just kind of baited Llewellyn with that one. Kind of let him beat him to the spot there, and then what Brooks does so well is he gathers under control. He doesn't try to rush to the rim. He doesn't try to force himself into Llewellyn, and just kind of baits him into a little bit of a foul.
Well, Blue Jays pulling away here with 3:26 to go in the third. Up 21 now. And Kissinger's free throw is good. 22-point lead. Brooks will take a seat. Cougar comes in.
Yeah, really good minutes from Brooks there. Love the action he has. Love his aggressiveness. You know, it's been fun to continue to watch him develop.
Llewellyn finds Hefner. Good help there by Luke Clark. Stop that dribble drive. Savage with a bounce pass. It's tipped around. And by the way, Connor Linke is in the game, the 5'8 sophomore. And here comes Jacobson. He'll go up over Savage and make it a 24-point game.
Looked a lot like his brother last year against another purple team, Milford. Just a really, really similar play. Gets his shoulders in front, takes advantage of the space in front of the defender, and finishes well.
Going to be fun to see here. By the way, as Hefner drives, has it tipped. Biesterfield with it. As Biesterfield will work hard against Clark. Got Clark in the air and got the roll.
That's kind of that commitment from Louisville. They know how to operate on the inside. You've seen Llewellyn finish strong a couple times. You've seen Alberts finish strong, and their Biesterfield finishes strong. Ooh.
Little pick that Jacobson doesn't use. And now Drake Zimmerman in the game. He gets fouled by Llewellyn as he went hard to the hole. Zimmerman right now weighing in at 195.
I was literally going to just bring that up, I swear.
What did you see that made you think that?
Just like had no footing, no base to him, and he kind of like pushed the Louisville defender off of him. I heard 197.
Yeah, isn't it something? And there's a miss there by Luke Clark. The reason I thought of it, same thing that you saw, Jordan. I saw Llewellyn kind of just snap back.
Yeah.
I mean, 197-pound guy that is, working on speed, working on, getting bigger. And here's a whistle, and a foul's going to be called on Clark. I mean, as a college football player, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't sometimes guys get too big, but if you can keep your speed, a guy that went to North Dakota State told me this once. There's a certain way where you lose speed, and you basically have to stop gaining lean muscle mass. And I don't think Drake's there yet. And 197 is heavy.
Ooh. And he's got speed. He jumps. In fact, all that hard work, I think, allowed him to propel into the air, get that offensive board the other night, hang in the air, and get the game-winning shot as that ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Biesterfield. And I told his father, have I repeated this story? All that hard work, he earned that shot. How about this? All that hard work that he's doing resulted in that one shot, right? You get that one shot, and every time you go to work out and do the extra things that they're doing, it pays off.
I think it's fun because he has committed himself to doing the little things, right? He's committed himself. Cougs gets the and one there. Great stuff from Cougs. There's guys you want to root for. A guy that's team-oriented. Hey, I'm okay not starting. I'm going to come in and I'm going to battle. I'm not passive-aggressive and trying to get mine. He's such a team player. You're happy he had the Omaha World Herald article written about him. You're happy about those things. And for me, I've had a little bit of a front row seat. Drake works on his offensive skills so much. So now our defensive glue guy is also incredibly skilled.
And a timeout by Coach Vogt. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's putting in extra time for speed work. He's putting in extra time to get even bigger when it comes to his size and his strength. And then, like you said, I think you see him in the gym quite a bit, right?
Oh my gosh! There's so many times I forget my computer for a reason or another, and I come back into the school at 9, and there's someone dribbling the ball, and I want to let them be, but I'm also kind of curious. And sure enough, it's Drake. Man. He's in here getting a workout in with the staff member, or it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a cultural thing, and that all kind of started with Kale, and now it's going to fuel on for years to come.
And the other thing I think is nice about it as well as we're in this timeout with the Blue Jays up 24 You know, I know the girls the last couple of years, you know, they're just shooting like crazy too. You know, it spills over, right? Everyone wants to, and I'm not saying that that's why the girls are doing it because the boys are. It's just a cultural thing, and all of a sudden that momentum gets going, and everyone's doing it.
I mean, and I'll say this: I think Dave would be comfortable with me saying this. You know, Dave picks Moses' brain. You know, he wants to know, how did you guys get to such a shooting culture? Because I don't care what your philosophy is, to shoot the three is something you have to be able to do. And I think Dave's smart enough to realize that Moses found some success with that. And he wants to know, in education we beg, steal, and borrow. Rob Berry at Wahoo told me that once. You ask for help, beg in air quotes, you borrow things, and you steal other things. And that's what coaching and teaching is. Yeah,
steal from the best without a doubt, as Drake Zimmerman had that bucket and just about got the steal, but good job by Llewellyn to get it over there in the corner to Sorensen, who missed the 3 ball. And this is part of the reason why they shoot well, too. The way they move the ball. There's Konzum with the left-handed layup from the right side to make it 53-25.
Yeah, nice little pass. I don't know if Cougs thought that ball was going to make it through that window, but Cade really forced that thing in and kind of put it right where it needed to be.
Llewellyn against this 1-3-1 zone. So the Blue Jays getting a little work here now with that 1-3-1. Jordan is Savage will try to break it down, and he does with the bucket.
And even look at Louisville's transition. I can't really remember any kid they've had in the past that's been tabbed as a shooter, and Savage has hit a couple tonight. Llewellyn's hit a couple tonight. Biesterfield, their post has hit one and shot another. I think it's a huge testament to the value of the 3 and the work they put in.
Blue Jays have 8 seconds to go here in the quarter. Bridges will give it up to Brooks. He'll put up a long 3. It won't go. Can Savage get it? He does. So the Blue Jays with an impressive third quarter. They roll out to a 53-28 lead heading into quarter number 4. And Jordan.
We got a text.
Yeah, what we got?
We got a text from Kale.
Oh, boy.
I heard us talking about the Husker game a little bit. He said the Husker fans were amazing tonight. So, LA, that's a huge shout-out to you for being at the game tonight.
Darn right. Well, I got to tell you, that is so much fun. And Kale, we already had a nice, wonderful conversation. Here's what Kale's going to love to appreciate. They put the game on the speakers at halftime of the girls' game. And I explained to the listeners and the viewers, look, we're all Husker fans around here, but when you got Cal Jacobson, who grew up running around here and graduated from here, it takes on even more special meaning for the folks here. Yeah,
I'm a lifer Nebraska ball fan, and I'd made another 4-year investment for sure with Kale on the squad. But it's just fun, and how fun is it? He gets to travel the United States, and he's redshirting this year. But I see him dunking in pregame, I see him hitting threes in pregame, and I tell you, it's gonna be fun to watch him for the next couple of years. It sure is, and these Blue Jays. Also a lot of fun to watch as well, up 53-28 against Louisville. 15-11 was the score after 1, but since then it's been all Big Blue, as Llewellyn, who's been a tremendous shooter tonight for Louisville, wasn't able to knock that one down. And back they come. This is Jacobson, dumps it off here to Konzum. Here's Kissinger, bingo! I'll tell you this, if Cougar's going to continue to drive and kick out to Brooks, that's an aspect of the season I didn't see coming. Others creating for Brooks. He is such a great shooter. He's such a great get-by guy. That's tough.
Man, I love how they have been able to kick out Biesterfield. Can he answer? He can't. And so Jacobson will get the board. And what a beautiful look by Dane inside to a cutting Dawson Teese. 58-28.
Dane looked to the wing to make the pass, and he just kind of hits the revert button halfway through and throws it down to Dawson. Good trail eyes from Dane.
Well, we mentioned that Dane went through that haircut a few days ago, and I joked on air Thursday night he lost 15 pounds with that haircut. And here's a steal. Teese to Bridges, left-handed layup. Oh, he got it to roll in. Blue Jays up 60-28.
In the next couple minutes, if Brooks is in, we're kind of in dunk territory a little bit. I keep talking about how Brooks can dunk and how easy it is for him. I need him to prove me right here in the next couple games. It'd be awesome.
Oh, it was a dunk fest last year with Kale and Max Parker. Those guys got after it. Oh, my goodness, those rim rattlers. And here's a shot that's put up by Biesterfield. And Cougar will manhandle it down. Look at Dane go. He'll stop. Big, long skip pass to a wide open Bridges, just a hair short. Albert with a great defensive board.
I don't think I'll ever forget that dunk that Max had against Platt Smith, and he just kind of wrapped it up in the holiday tournament and kind of threw it down on somebody. What kind of stunk was that our stride footage was a little grainy that game. I mean, and I think I blew the headset out for the 5th time that year.
You did indeed. You blew it out Thursday night, and you did officially cry now twice. You cried after that state championship, and then we had you crying Thursday night with that win against Elkhorn.
We got to address the elephant in the room. I'm getting a lot of crap for that. State tournament, I was overcome with emotions. That one was a little more legitimate. I was very happy. You know, after the Elkhorn shot, it just felt so similar that I tossed it out, and I'm getting a lot of pushback.
I'm going to test you.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
The moment felt right.
Oh, listen, I was there.
I'm getting a lot of pushback.
I don't know if it was a joke. I was there. Here's the thing. Here's the second free throw up and good. I'm going to put a Disney movie on some night and make you watch it. If you cry during that.
Okay. What Disney movie?
I got to think of a good one.
Okay.
But we'll test you. As we get Zimmerman in the paint, he uses that left hand and just walks through, and there's the strength of Zimmerman.
Yeah, really good move from Drake. He just kind of settles in on 2 feet, and then he is patient and explodes up.
Llewellyn going hard. And, boy, I like what I see out of Llewellyn. I'm with you, all that. And now he's Coach Votes. Oh, well, a couple of things being said out here.
What's going on?
Well, Coach Vote is he got on one of his players to play some defense, and then there's some other things going on I won't go into.
Okay, I heard a fan say they're up by 30.
No, and here's the shot. It's up. It's no good, and Zimmerman pulls the board down. He's going to try a reverse layup, and there's a nice block by Biesterfield. 62-32 with under 5 minutes to go on this early December. We're in this early December season, and they're going to call a late whistle here and a block on Bridges.
Yeah, I don't know. And probably my first mistake is just listening to random things I pick up in the headset and thinking that's the climate of the entire gym.
That's right. And honestly, I those crowd mics sometimes pick some things up, and it's been a relatively tame type of game, but there's always a little of emotion that runs heavy. And so back the other way comes Louisville, as Hefner will drop the ball off here to Llewellyn. 62-32, Blue Jays up with 4:32 to go in the fourth. Here's Pierce. They're chasing him, trying to get that double. And there's the hammer, boy. I tell you what, Jackson Ham, he's a presence in the middle when he comes in. Here's Biesterfield for a three, and he'll get it to go.
I think I heard so Moses trapping ball screens. I think that there's some fans that are upset about that, but I would challenge and say Jackson Ham is advocating for more minutes,
Sure.
So if you're trapping ball screens with your 9th best player on varsity, I think it's almost disrespectful to say, no, don't play hard, you're up by 30. Jackson Ham is a all-state honorable mention football player trying to get more minutes on the basketball team. So.
And it looks like Coach Mose has got some guys coming in here. He's going to bring in 5 new players here in just a moment. 62-35 as we got Clark on a drive, and Biesterfield goes up high and makes the rebound. And we got a whistle as we're going to get these players in. And so Ham and Bridges, Clark, Zimmerman, and Teeswell all exit. And here we go, Jordan, the future of the Blue Jays. We're going to have 2 freshmen in this group, in Landon Mose and Derek Tonjes. Isaac Carson, who's a talented junior, and you got to help me out. I'm not sure who else is coming in, but this will be a fun group here to watch and see how they do.
Be Walker Grell, he's a senior.
That's right.
And then Jackson will stay in the game. So, and kind of same thing here. There's 3:30 left in this game. I know what the score is, but Moses is going to probably ask this group to trap ball screens, and not because he's being rude. Him and Voter are very, very close. I'm close with Adam because of how close Moses is with them. But you have to create standards, and you have to you have to push a scout to your younger kids. So, you know, if we're trapping ball screens with freshmen and it's turning into points and it gets ugly, call the dogs off. But, you know, there's 3:30 left in this game. It's kind of the additive in boxing is protect yourself at all times. Like, now it's obviously a far different sport, but, you know, Louisville needs to break the trap if we're trapping with freshmen. And I could see where someone would be like, oh, that's really disrespectful to the game. That's rude. That's a bad mentality to take. But I don't think Coach Vogt has a problem with it. I think Coach Vogt would be telling his kids to raise their standard.
And so let's see here what Coach Mose will come out with. My guess is they're going to go a little man-to-man here, and they do. So you've got Ham in there, you got Walker Grell, and there's the freshman Landon Mose. And they get the ball, entry pass inside. They're going to Weston Larson, and I think he may have been fouled, and this should be a one-on-one opportunity for Larson. 6-foot junior. So Derek Tonjes, the freshman, he had 14 against Omaha Burke. I keep saying that. I shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
But
I mean, we're excited. We're excited for DT.
Oh, wait a minute. That was just the 16 foul here, Jordan. But boy, he is a big freshman, 6'4", and here's an entry pass it right on cue. Derek Tonjes gets the steal, and he can handle the ball pretty well. That time he just dribbled off his chest, so there's a double dribble.
And I think what's so exciting about Derek is, you know, you say, oh, kids are going to grow. You know, Derek's already to a height that is pretty advantageous. Derek's also very skilled. He's good rebound and push. And I think my biggest thing with his performance at Burke was his shot selection. He didn't miss a whole lot of shots. Had some good JV games, and he's playing against older kids, which is awesome.
And here's a shot put up nicely and home for Alex Sorensen. And it's Isaac Carson the other way. We're under 3 minutes to go here, 62-37 Big Blue. And there's Tonjes. They're going to run it Ham. Ham's going to get in the paint, looks outside. This is when you know, too, and there's a pick by Ham, when you see the ball movement, when you get down to the guys that are in that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hole on your roster, and they move the ball like this, you know you've got it ingrained in your culture, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, what's the biggest difference? What should be the biggest difference, and that's physical ability. It's a good move by Derek.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm sorry, partner, go ahead.
It should be mostly physical attributes, you know, with the difference of your top 8 guys are more accustomed to high school basketball against other 17 and 18-year-olds. But, you know, Landon and Derek, for example, have had so much exposure to the game of basketball in their lives that their basketball IQ is not that much lower than a Brooks. But from a physical standpoint, there's really not a comparison. So I think Landon Moses is a great example, Coach Moses' son, of what you can do if you have the ability to control the basketball and you're highly skilled. Obviously, he knows, and Coach Mose knows, and Tiff Mose knows, and Ron Mose knows that he needs to get bigger and stronger. That'd be Moses' dad, Ron Moses. Shout out to him if Ron's listening.
He did a lot of youth coaching in his day. Is Louisville now working around here trying to get something going here with just under 2 minutes to go. And here's a good entry pass underneath, shot high off the glass by Hefner.
And that's it, too, on the defensive end. You know, Derek, how do you use 6'4" to stop that? But we just could not be more excited about this freshman class that's coming in and some of these guys that are getting a lot of JV time.
Yeah, Cal Kissinger is going to be a good one. Here's Landon Mose with the bingo from the corner.
Perfect example. The skill is off the charts for Lomo.
Yep, and Coach Vogt just asked the official to make a quick substitution here so he doesn't have to call a timeout. He'll bring some guys in. And coming in is Dimitri Moxie. And also, I know they brought in a couple guys. They're also bringing in Connor Linke. Yeah, Cal Kissinger looks very promising in that class. Of course, you've got Cooper Westerhold. I know I'm going to leave somebody out.
Logan Fangmeyer.
Logan Fangmeyer. Yeah, you talk about heady kid. That kid's a heady kid, too. Son of a coach. Son of a couple coaches. And here comes Larson. Has it stolen by the 6'4" Tonjes. No look pass to Lando. Mose back up top. Carson with a good pass to Hammer. And he gets hammered. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, to fill the rest of the rotation, Walker Grell's the senior.
Right.
Been out lot of dedication to the team. Isaac Carson is a junior. Had a great football season, really athletic. Isaac might have literally the biggest hands I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, Isaac's skill isn't quite there. He can dunk. He can obviously palm a basketball. Great receiver in football. He's going to really compete for the #1 golf spot in the spring. But just not the most skilled kid in the world. So he's going to play a huge role next year. And, you know, he's in the rotation to play a role this year if they need a defender, a slasher, kind of a lockdown guy.
And he's working hard on the weights. I know that as well. And by the way, both of those missed, so it stays 67-39. We're going to have a minute to go now. I do know the Blue Jays will play Tuesday against Conestoga.
Yeah.
I believe that game is here, correct?
Yep, Conestoga's here.
So we'll have it on Strive. Here's a 3-ball put up by Sorensen. He's got 5 in this quarter. It's a 25-point lead. We're under 40 seconds to go. They're playing catch on that left side. His little skip pass to Isaac Carson, the junior. He'll get a bucket.
Isaac's my guy. He's one of my best golfers. He loves the game of golf. I love spending time with Isaac, and I've been super proud of the commitment he's made to basketball. That was a big conversation we had. Your fall and your winter should be prepping for basketball, and he's done that this year.
Well, he did a nice shot there, and back the other way come the Lions. There's 10 seconds left. This should probably do it, as that is Moxie. And he'll give it up. They're trying to make something happen. Walker Grill's going to get the steal, and Walker is not going to put the shot up. That was a classy move by Walker Grill.
It was.
The senior said, I'm going to pull back. I'm not going to put it in. We saw what happened with Zion Williamson last night. Maybe he watched a little Sports Center today. But
I did.
But yeah, Blue Jays get that 70-42 win over Louisville, and I know you're sourcing here. What do we got?
Just boys on Tuesday.
Okay, boys only on Tuesday. Good. Yeah. We'll have that at Strive, folks, so make sure you tune us in. But, Jordan, my goodness, what a basketball game by the Blue Jays tonight. They won a thriller on Thursday. 2 days later, coming here, tough first quarter, 15-11, but they found their legs and they found their momentum, and they pull away here by quite a lot.
Yeah, I think for comparison purposes, and this isn't a direct comparison, so I hope there's not any misquotations here, but kind of the same way we looked at that Elkhorn game and how important it was to us as a program to take a step. You know, I think Louisville looks at this game the same. Not for any reason other than, and obviously Coach Bo does a great job, but it's really important for them to come in here and play well against good competition. And from that regard, they definitely did that. They came in here and made the Blue Jays sweat. It was not a one-sided affair for the longest time. They out-physicaled us. They scored from the inside. They hit threes. It just kind of hit a point where the turnovers and the percentage of shots made and the overall play kind of favored towards the Blue Jays a little bit.
So the defense this year, Jordan, I mean, it has been really good. And what is making them so good defensively?
Defensive rotations. You know, a lot of quick guys. There isn't a, you know, obviously Kale was locked down last year, and then Brooks was able to kind of step more into the defensive role because of what Kale provided offensively. Max was an absolute force. I mean, last year we went 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", you know. But this year it's more about those rotations. It's more about Cade Bridges understanding the assignment. Drake's on ball. He's got help coming from all directions. These guys really understand their assignment, and they are rotating unbelievably well.
Well, we had a sprinting Elliot Gosson up the stairs. His hair was flying.
I'm going to get some boys.
Perfect. You got it, bud. His hair was flying. It was up on end here because he was at that Nebraska-Purdue basketball game, which was something so special. But, Elliot, I know you didn't catch the whole game, but give me your thoughts on what you saw here tonight with this Blue Jay victory.
I mean, coming off that game with the Nebraska-Purdue game, just want to point out, and how you're talking about with Woolman about the defense, is that what I see with our defense is that we always have our hands up, just like always in the passing lane, like Nebraska. So I was watching, like, we'd go over, double team Zach Edey, and then like he'd try and make an outlet pass to a guy in the corner, and like there's C.J. Wilcher, hands up, or I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head right now. But like that's what Ashland's doing. It's maybe not you're going with a double team on a 7'4", nearly 300-pound guy, but it's coming up, just having a hand in the lane and being able to come up and just grab that ball and take it on a fast break.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought this defense, you're right. And, boy, every coach will tell you the importance of that. You know, disrupting those passes, making those passing lanes difficult and being very active. And the speed of this Blue Jay team, though, that's the other thing that I've been hearing from so many people is how fast the Blue Jays are, and what kind of a difference do you think that's making for this Big Blue, not just defensively but also on the offensive side?
It's like when we do get that, like that steal, it's like when you have Brooks or Cade or Dane streaking down the floor, they're able to outrun guys with, like, they can dribble and outrun guys, so they can go get an easy layup and not have it not as contested.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, folks, we should be getting a couple of coaches here, and we hope some players very soon, as Tyler Craven, of course, always joins us generally pretty close right after the game, and then, of course, we'll get some players and finish with Coach Mose. But, you know, Elliot, as we go through the season, Conestoga Tuesday night, and by the way, the last season for Nebraska Capital Conference basketball, as the Blue Jays will be moving to the Gateway Conference next year. So, there's going to be a little bit of specialness with that game Tuesday night, won't there?
Yeah, especially with how a quality team that Conestoga is. I don't know exact specifics on them, but I've heard they've played some tough games, and they've won as well. So, especially with it's probably being one of the last times we see them, unless it's in the conference tournament, definitely a special game that we got to go out and try and win.
Well, let me run through here this Elliot for the numbers. Actually, Mark's coming up here real quick. We'll have his stats first. And, Mark, you go ahead and get that headset on. But I will tell you that Brooks Kissinger, he put up 16 tonight. So he and Cougar had big offensive nights. We'll get everything tallied up. But, Marks, what do those numbers look like?
And Cougar had a double-double. He had 11 rebounds in addition to
Wow. 11 rebounds and a bunch of points.
So, well, stats look very good, actually. We were 26 of 50 from the field, 52%. 8 of 19 from 3 for 42%.
Okay.
10 of 16 from the line, 63%. They shot the ball well as well, especially the second half. 16 of 32 from the field. Again, you had 18 fewer attempts, 50%. And a quiz here, how to lose by 30 or more points and still shoot 54% from 3.
Wow.
7 of 13 from 3. And they got some good shooters. It just, between the offensive rebounds and the turnovers, we negated that. They rebounded better the second half. They had 12 rebounds total, just 1 offensive. We, for the game, had 29 rebounds, 14 offensive. And Cougar Conzum himself got 5 offensive boards. Turnovers, we turned them over quite a bit in the second half. Turned them over 9 the second half, or 14 for the game. We turned it over just 5 times.
Wow.
And their free throw attempts, they were just 3 of 5. Again, we just don't foul very much right now. Maybe if we play somebody that's really quick, we'll foul more. But until we do, this was a good win because Louisville is a good shooting team. They really are.
Yeah, that was a nice win for the Big Blue. Great to see them go to 3-0. Mark, thank you for your work tonight. And, well, Elliot, I'm not seeing anyone coming up here, so we can maybe string it out just a little longer, and if not, we'll just shut her down tonight. Here comes Tyler Craven. But by the way, Cougar Conzum with 21 points tonight, 16 for Kissinger, and these are unofficial, by the way. So they had both big nights. 7 points for Cade Bridges. Then the rest were Landon Mose with 3, Dane Jacobson with 4, 4 points for Drake Zimmerman. And let's see, a big night here from Luke Clark, too. He had 5, 8, 10 for Luke Clark. As I mentioned, 3 points for Isaac Carson and 2 points for Dawson Teese. All right, Coach, how are we doing tonight? How you feeling after this?
Not too bad, yep. All
right, I'm going to have you just move this just a little bit closer to your mouth. Thank you. Hey, look, it's 15-11 after one. What are your thoughts going in that second quarter when it's 15-11?
We need to do a better job defensively. No, credit to Louisville. They shot it really well. I think that's their 7th time playing them in 3 years, or just two and a quarter years here.
Yeah.
And they shot it really, really well. They've obviously clearly been in the gym working on that. So credit to them, because I don't know how many threes they hit. It had to be close to 10.
Yeah, they shot, by the way, now unofficially they shot 54% from three is what we had. And that's the thing, they shot 50% from the field, but my gosh, Coach, you guys just dominated the boards 29-12 in the rebounding category. What was that? I mean, how did you guys accomplish that tonight?
Yeah, credit to Dawson Teese, Drake Zimmerman, Jackson Ham. They just kept going after it, and they were relentless at it, and they got us extra possessions. And so if we did have a couple where we missed, we would get them back a lot of times. So
and a double – oh, I'm sorry, Coach, I stepped
nope,
on you.
You're good.
Double-double, Cougar Conzum, 21 points, 11 rebounds. His performance tonight.
Yeah, good response from him. A senior didn't maybe play his best basketball on Thursday. 2 days later to come back and play really well, it's what we need out of him. Cougars started 50-plus career games, so our standard for him is pretty high. And so I'm happy for him that he played that way.
Elliot, what do you have for Coach?
What are you going to do to take from this fairly large win into your next game at Conestoga?
Yeah, I think defensively we're going to really lock in on guarding their best players. 42 had a couple threes. 20 was killing us all night. He's much improved from last year. Credit to him. He's worked his butt off. We just got to do a better job guarding those guys and not let them score.
Well, listen, this is the last run through the NCC. You got Conestoga Tuesday night. Don't know how many more times you're going to play them, maybe in the tournament, but is there anything special about that when you're running through the NCC for the last time before you join the Gateway Conference?
Yeah, I think for a lot of people in the national community, we've been playing teams like this. I know my dad played Conestoga for years. I think it is pretty special to play some of those teams. You have that tradition with them. They used to come to our holiday tournament. Louisville, obviously, we've seen them a ton over the past 2 years. So going through this conference, we just kind of soak it in as we're playing it for the last time.
Well, enjoy it, and we will see you Tuesday night.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks
all
for what
right, you bet. Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks.
Kids were great. So.
Yeah, they were. Hey, listen, Tyler Craven got up here, and now we got to get a couple of the players. We had them, we lost them. They showed up, and then they lost them. But here we go. Here's Cade Bridges. Hello, Cade. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing great, partner. Listen, you guys came out tonight, and you just smoked the boards. Yeah. I mean, 29 rebounds to 13. One thing I asked Coach Craven, so I'll ask you, how did you guys execute at that high level on the boards?
If you watch the game, they had a pretty big player. Like, their big was just he was a good defender, so he stayed in the paint and kind of clogged up the lane. But he had trouble, getting out to rebounds. So Dawson and Drake would just track down the ball, which helped a lot with rebound defense. Differentiation. There you go.
I like it. It works.
Yeah.
Hey, Cade, let me ask you this. I talked with Coach Mose before the game, and one of the things he said was, we are not doing a good job when we get in the paint to get the ball out quickly to an open man. We're too slow getting the ball out, and that's why some of our threes have suffered a little bit with shooting, although you've been shooting great this year from
Could
three.
Be better, but
well, listen, unless you're at 100%, right?
Yeah, true.
So how did you guys execute that tonight, getting the ball out quickly?
Big thing on the scout in all caps actually said make the right play. And we knew coming in against a team against Louisville, they would collapse on Brooks, Cougs, and Dane, leaving open shooters. So just having them make the right play, quick, and making the right decision changed that quite a bit.
Now, the last thing I've got for you looked like you were in an MMA fight tonight. You got some really deep scratches there underneath that left eye. So how's that feel?
It wasn't too bad. In the moment, it kind of hurt. Lost the contact, but we're
I
all
saw
good
that.
now.
Did you ever find that?
I did not, no. I got Josh went and got home and got me some. So
okay, I was going to say, that's pretty good because,
yeah.
Your shooting's got to be a little off with one contact in, one contact out.
A little blurry, yeah, but yeah.
Well, Cade, nice win tonight, partner. Great job. And we'll see you guys Tuesday night.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right,
you, Tim.
Let's get this over to Mr. Luke Clark, who, hey, Luke, 10 points in the second quarter. You exploded. Again, talk about that experience and what that felt like to have that kind of quarter.
Felt amazing, honestly, especially going from the first shot missing. You just got to keep confidence and keep shooting, as they always say, and eventually you'll end up at how you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard me talk to Kate earlier. Your ball movement is so phenomenal on this team. We always talk about if there's things that kids can take away, just watch you guys in the possession, the way you move the ball. But tonight, the inside-out game was particularly effective. Tell us a little bit about how hard you guys work on this concept.
Pretty much every practice, Mose and TC puts in our brain to make those kind of shots because those are the shots we want, and we want them to take them consistently because those are truly the best shots to take, and we need to knock them down.
So how many debates do you have with your brother about you two being basketball players? Does this ever come up with you and Jack?
Well, I think now he's a little older, so he knows that he's not the greatest. So he knows he's in his place.
Oh, he would say that, or are you saying that?
No, he would definitely know that. He's in his place. He's in his place.
He's terrific at what he does. Well, you guys got to feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And Tuesday night, last time you go to Conestoga, of course, you're a senior. It'd be your last time as well. But there's got to be some special memories for you heading over there.
Yeah, just especially from last year, obviously that spectacular season. I mean, going there, pretty much go there every year, and it's always been turning out good, and can't wait to play there.
Absolutely, and you know what? I take that back, Luke. They're here. They're here Tuesday night, but still, last time you get to play them.
Yeah.
So, all right, partner, great job tonight.
Thank
Appreciate
you so much.
you coming up. Great quarter there in the second, scoring.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. Now we're going to give it off to the man, and that is Jake Mose, who is the head coach for the Blue Jays. And, Coach, you and I had a conversation before the game, and you said, look, one of the things that we need to do a better job of is when we've got the ball inside, we are a little bit late getting the ball out to the shooters on the perimeter. I'm thinking you were happier with how it went tonight?
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things we were looking for after Thursday night's game was to get rid of that thing just a hair earlier and give our shooters a chance to get ready. So 8 made threes by, it looks like, 6 different people. Is really good. So we were happy with that part as far as the making the right play, we called it.
Something else you guys did extremely well tonight. And by the way, if you want to know your players listen to you, that's exactly what Cade Bridges said. He said in capital letters in red on the scout was make the right play. And he understands, of course, clearly what that means. So you have to feel good that they're buying into the message and you've got them listening to you.
Yeah, we hope so. We talked about listening and focus quite a bit lately, so I'm glad that he responded in that way.
So let's talk about rebounding. 29 to unofficially we've got it 29 to 18. You guys dominated the boards. 29 to 12 rebounds. You guys hit the boards hard. Were you pleased with that?
That was a huge thing, I think. They decided to set their big in the middle of the lane and not guard, our 5-man, which is fine. So then he's not able to box out. So we just told our guys to go get the thing. And I thought our guys did a great job of that. And sometimes it wasn't the guy he was guarding necessarily, but it was other guys just going in. And we always tell them just go make a play for us, whatever that looks like. Go win us a rebound, go win us a loose ball, a deflection. Those little plays start to add up, and you start getting an offensive rebound here and there like we did, and it just added up to a lot of possessions and a lot of shots.
All right, one more before I hand it off to Elliot. When you got Tuesday night, you got Conestoga. They're going to be here, the last run through the Nebraska Capital Conference. So what's that mean to you? And, of course, you got a tough opponent in Conestoga, but just that last run through, what's it mean to you?
I think just like any year, we just want to play our best. Whoever we play, we have a chance to improve and get better and work on certain things. And so we gave them that list tonight, and we'll give them another list on Tuesday. And we just got to keep building for down the road so that we're playing some good basketball at the end of the year. And so Conestoga will pose, a few challenges just like tonight. And we hope we can come out and respond in a similar fashion offensively, maybe just a little bit better defensively.
And by the way, I fibbed one more, 21 points, 12 rebounds for Cougar, maybe 11 rebounds. Your thoughts on his double-double tonight and his performance?
He got us going early. We've talked about playing on balance and different things like that because he's so skilled. It's just getting him to do some of those fine-tuned things. And he did those tonight. He was on balance for his finishes, and he was going up strong and exploding up and finishing and rebounding. He had, I think, 7 or 8 on Thursday against a tall athletic team. So he's a good basketball player, and we're just trying to bring that out of him. Sometimes he can, defer maybe to others, and we want him to stay aggressive and be out there and make plays and rebound. We think think he's a pretty good player. So we're happy for him because not that he's had a bad start. It was just we thought he could do more, and so tonight's a good night for him.
It was indeed. And speaking of good here, we got this young student here, Elliot Gosson, the junior. What do you have for Coach, Elliot?
A bit of a different question than what you were talking about earlier, but what's it like when you have a bench that when you put them in towards the end of the games just goes out and makes like great plays, pass the ball, always finds the open man? What's that like to have that as your depth?
A couple things with that is sometimes the end of the games can get goofy because, you can get a lot of threes up. Sometimes we've had years where we just start casting threes and we want the ball and we want to score. So it's really nice to see our guys, who's ever in there, and especially at the end, play our style because that's what we stress is, play the way we would play, whether it's a tie game, whether we're up 20, whether we're down 20. It should look about the same, and so that's what we stress to those kids, and it's good that they're kind of following through with that.
Anything else, Elliot?
Nope.
All right, Coach, we're going to let you go enjoy this time with your family, but congrats on the win. 3-0. We'll see you Tuesday night.
All right, thanks for calling the game.
You bet, bud. We love it. Well, I'll tell you, that was Jake Mose, head coach for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays pull away here after a tight first quarter, and they beat Louisville 72. Oh, Elliot, come on now. 70-42. Yeah, 70-42. So the Big Blue now moving to 3-0 on the year. Well, lots of people to thank, but first, I want to thank Tiffany Harms, by the way. She sends me the lineups now, and I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate that, Tiffany. So thank you so much for sending me the rosters every home game. Means a lot. Of course, we've got Jordan Wallman, who did a masterful job on the microphone. Mark Adele, who always racks those stats for us, and our junior resident here, Elliot Gosson. For all of them, I'm Tim Washburn saying so long. We'll see you Tuesday.